All right, squad. Let's break down the Extended Information Filter, EIF, in a way that even your TikTok-addicted brain can handle. Imagine the regular information filter as that basic math problem you can solve in your sleep. Now, the EIF is like that same problem after chugging a Red Bull, jittery, a bit wild, but still gets the job done. Buckle up, because we're about to make this as fun as explaining memes to your grandma. What's the Extended Information Filter? The EIF is like the cooler, edgier sibling of the information filter. It's the non-linear version, which means it can handle real-world systems that don't follow straight lines. Think of it as the Kalman filter's rebellious cousin who says, "Forget straight lines, life's messy, let's deal with it." The big picture. The EIF does two main things. Prediction. It guesses where the system, like a robot, will be next, based on where it is now and what it's doing. Measurement update. It fixes its guess using real-world data, like sensor readings. But here's the twist. Unlike the regular information filter, the EIF has to deal with non-linear functions. That's where things get spicy, like trying to predict your crush's next text. It's not always straightforward. The equations, but make it human. Let's start with the two key equations that define the system. State transition equation. The state at time t is equal to some funky function g of the control input, like a robot's speed, and the previous state plus some noise because nothing's perfect. Think of g as the magic formula that tells you how the system evolves over time. It's not just simple math. It's more like a wizard casting a spell. Measurement equation. The measurement, like a sensor reading, is equal to some other funky function h of the state, plus some noise, because sensors aren't perfect either. Here, h is another magic formula that tells you how the state translates into measurements. Again, it's not straightforward. It's like trying to decode your friend's cryptic Instagram caption. The algorithm step by step. Now let's walk through the algorithm step by step with some commentary to keep things lively. Step 1. Recover the state estimate. Before we can do anything, we need to recover the state estimate from the canonical parameters. And why? Because the nonlinear functions g and h need the state as input. Line 2, we need the state to feed into our funky functions. Let's calculate it from the information matrix and the information vector. This step might seem a bit odd. After all, the whole point of the information filter is to avoid dealing with the state directly. But alas, nonlinearity forces our hand. It's like trying to bake a cake without knowing the ingredients. Sometimes you just have to peek inside the fridge. Step 2, prediction. Now that we have the state, we can predict the next state using the nonlinear function g. Line 3, use the control input like a robot's speed and the previous state to predict the new state. Line 4, update the information matrix and information vector based on the prediction. Now that we've predicted the state, let's update our info parameters to reflect this new belief. Step 3, measurement update. Once we get a new measurement, we update our belief using the nonlinear function h. Line 5, recover the predicted state from the info parameters. We need this because h needs the state as input. Line 6, use the measurement and the function h to update the info parameters. Compare the measurement with what we predicted using h and adjust our info parameters accordingly. Line 7, update the state estimate based on the new information. Now that we've incorporated the measurement, let's update our state estimate to reflect our improved belief. Why recover the state? You might be wondering, why do we need to recover the state? Isn't the whole point of the information filter to avoid dealing with the state directly? Well, yes, but nonlinearity throws a wrench in the works. The functions g and h need the state as input, so we have no choice but to recover it. It's like trying to avoid eating cake at a birthday party. Eventually, you're going to cave. Final thoughts. The Extended Information Filter is a powerful tool for dealing with nonlinear systems, but it comes with some extra baggage. The need to recover the state estimate adds a bit of complexity. But hey, that's the price we pay for dealing with the real world. In the context of robotic mapping, this becomes especially important, as robots often deal with highly nonlinear environments. So, there you have it, the Extended Information Filter, explained with a dash of humor and a pinch of human-readable equations. Now go forth and filter like a pro.